Hello everyone, welcome back to Old Dad's Modeling Mess. And in today's video, we're going to do a little shop talk about models, dioramas, and my newest 3D printed tool that I made for the Workshop Diorama.
My handy dandy air compressor. Look at that.
So, we all have our builds, and you guys know that lately here I've been on this diorama kick and stuff, and it's great having your models sitting on shelves and stuff like that. They look good, there's nothing wrong with them, but there's always, room for more. So this one here is built for a diorama. This one wasn't even built for a diorama. And then this one here ended up in a diorama because of the way it turned out. It was not meant to be in a diorama. But, in the end it turned out cool, I think. But that wasn't the idea of it. But dioramas just, in my opinion, make things look cooler. I mean, you go from this to this. I mean, that's just pretty damn badass, and there's a lot of work on this, and this is for the T34, but I'm not showing you the T34 because I'm just not gonna. But my shed that I built, I actually made out of balsa a wooden barrel, and of course it's got Andy's bucket, and then it's got the wash basin and a tree with snow and stuff like that. But it just makes the model so much more now. And well, you know how I am. I have to take things to the next level. So with the Workshop Diorama, as you can see there in the background, I have something new, and Andy's holding something, and now it ties all that in. Okay, so I got Andy V3, and back there in the back is my newest little invention. It's an air compressor, which the video is coming up here. I will show you how I did it, and yes, I will speed it up so you don't have to, but
There's just something to being able to do this stuff for yourself instead of having to go buy it. And I know that not everybody is able to do this sort of stuff. And, I get a kick out of being able to do this. I am a very, very brand new beginner novice at this, and for me, I'm just having tons of fun learning what I can do. And to be able to take this stuff and then design it here in Blender, and then turn it into a thing, into a file that I can go over and add to my 3D printer is just really, for me, it's absolutely awesome because, I like to draw and stuff when I was a kid, and that was about as close as I could get to doing, anything artistic besides, putting the model together, draw, do this, whatever, blah, blah. But, just taking a bunch of squares and circles and, turning it into a part for a model build is absolutely just mind-boggling. As I said before, I'm a senior, and I've learned how to do all this in the last year. Just messing around, screwing around, because why not? In all honesty, what does it hurt? But anyway, there's lots of programs out there and stuff. Tinkercad, I think, is one of them where you can just go in there and mess around, just like it says tinker, and it's like it's you make stuff, you know. Now I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without YouTube, you know. I've watched tutorials and stuff, and that's how I've gotten to where I am. So, you know, I mean, with the problem that I ran into for this latest build, and it's not just this latest build, it's been a lot of builds, you know. I mean, you can go out and you can buy the stuff that's already made, and you have to do you have to use it, you know, because I mean, that's all there is. For me, I'm just, you know what, I didn't like what was out there, so I decided to mess around and do this. Like I said, the stuff that, you know, I'm making here, eventually, you know, hopefully here in the next few weeks or whatever, I'm gonna open an Etsy store and, you know, throw these files on there for people to be able to 3D print them, you know, throw them on there for a couple of bucks or something like that, just to have them, you know what I'm saying? Plus, you know, maybe it'll offset some of my costs for you know, modeling, because that is absolutely mind numbing when you look at some of the stuff that I've done here. But, you know, like, I know this is sped up 8 times, but look at what I've done so far. I've made an air compressor, a pallet for it to sit on. Now I'm making the legs where it's bolted to the, you know, to the pallet. It's just stupid, silly stuff that, again, I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but, you know, to me, 3D printed parts are just as important and valuable as photo etch stuff. You know, I remember back before I got out of building models and stuff like that, the new rage was the resin casting, where they, you know, you could get motors and stuff and wheels. You could get the aluminum wheels for your models and stuff like that, but they were expensive as shit. But you could get the cast or the resin cast ones a lot cheaper. And so, you know, I mean, the only difference here is you're doing it for yourself and you're not spending all that money. I mean, Blender's free. You can go download it and watch some YouTube tutorials like I did and start messing around, and boom, there you go. You've got a design that you've made. And for me, I love tinkering with stuff and making it. So yeah, this here, as you've seen, I learned how to bend tubes so I can make the pipes that come out, you know, that go down to the regulators and all that. And one of the things I'm working on right now is I'm trying to learn how to make my own people, because you can get add-on packs for Blender. You can download them, and a lot of them are free, and you can go in there and create your own characters, which is absolutely awesome. So that's something I'm working on too. But that's probably going to be a while out. But as you see, I think I probably have spent maybe an hour doing this, and that's making all of this stuff. That's the paint gun, that's the air compressor, the palette, doing all that stuff. So hopefully you liked it. I think just adding that takes this to a whole new level, I think. You know, because I mean,
it's not camoed or anything like that. There's no wear and tear. There's no chipping. There's no nothing. It's a restoration in progress. And Andy, as you can see, is holding a paint gun, and he's almost done priming it with the oxide red primer. So, you know, I mean, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done to this, but just being able to do that sort of stuff is, I think, is absolutely awesome. You know, you got your workbench with your tools back there. You know, throw in the toolbox with the tools on it out there. You got the shop foreman, of course. You know, I mean, I know that this stuff isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I just think that it adds so much more to the build. You know, I keep getting asked by people all the time, well, why do you waste your time with that stuff? You know, why are you making your tools, or, you know, doing this stuff? And it's like, because there's nothing out there that I like. I want the stuff to, you know, be somewhat realistically sized that people can actually tell what it is. You know, the air compressor, I mean, you know, it's pretty big, but then again, though, if you're restoring a tank, you need a big one. So that's why I made that. It's not too bad. It's got the wheels, got a fan belt, it's got the motors. Here's the gauges. There's where you can hook up your hoses to and stuff like that. You know, I mean, this was seriously, all this entire thing here was just pulled out of my ass. I've got a big 60-gallon air compressor over in the corner of my garage here, and I just kind of looked at it and went off of it and wanted it. I didn't want the big engine cover or anything, you know, so I just left that stuff off. But, you know, I wanted to put the cooling fins on the motors, you know, and stuff like that, just for why not. But I think that actually makes it look cooler because, you know, when you look at it, you can see that, you know, kind of like with those electric motors that I built. I don't even know where those are now. They're around here somewhere, but, you know, it just adds to it, I think. So, with that being said, guys, I'm not saying that you guys have to start building dioramas. I just think that they add more. And if you're a glutton for punishment like me, you can even take it even farther and do something like this. You know, so the restoration thing actually makes sense now because it's in a shop. You got a guy painting it, tools and all that. You know, I mean, hey. So, with all that being said, as always, guys, thank you for watching my videos. If you like this sort of stuff, please don't be afraid. Drop a like and a comment down below. If you're not already, I don't know why you wouldn't be. I mean, you know, consider subscribing. It's free. Doesn't cost you a penny. No moolah is exchanged in the transaction. It's just click subscribe. That's it. Also, down in the description box, there is a link to our Discord. Click on it. Just like subscribing, it's free. Only thing you guys get from subscribing and joining Discord is notifications when we're in there talking and posting pictures of our builds and stuff like that, or when I post a new video. So, yeah. With that being said, guys, until the next video, I will see you later. Bye-bye.